Hi and welcome. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to show you how to make compost using chicken manure. This is a pile of compost that I made a couple months ago, and I'm getting ready to start a second pile of compost. We have a couple chickens at the bottom. A lot of their manure accumulates, and I'm going to be using their manure as the main ingredient for this compost pile. I also have a vine that needs trimmings. I'm just gonna trim that and use some of the trimmings to put it in the compost pile. The compost pile that I'll be making is a 3 feet by 3 feet, and that allows it to be big enough to get hot. It can start decomposing, but also killing the bad bacteria that we don't want from the manure. So it would get up to between 130 to 160 degrees the first couple of days. I also collected some brown, so dry leaves and twigs to put it in the compost pile. This is our chicken coop, and it was time to clean it. And usually when we clean it, we use that chicken manure to make compost. To the right is the compost box that I'll be using. I'll also be using tomatoes, vines here, and some leaves that I've just been collecting for composting. The first step to making the compost pile was to get the bottom really wet. Then I put a layer of brown, dry leaves, twigs. Then I put some chicken manure, and I got it really, really wet, especially because once the chicken manure dries up, it gets really, really hard, and it takes a lot of water to get it going. The layers are pretty much leaves, chicken manure, water, a little bit of soil, and then I just keep repeating that. The pile was getting big enough where I needed to close it. In this container, I just made it with a wooden fence and put some hooks at the end so it can be taken apart easily. Once you have a couple of layers, you want to go ahead and mix it just so everything is mixed pretty well. At the bottom of our chicken coop, we have a lot of chicken manure that has been piling up. So I'll just be using some of that. It looks like it's compost already, but it actually is not. And you'll know because it has a really strong smell. And I'll be adding that to the compost pile. So I just scoop the parts that are really, really hard and break it up into smaller pieces so I can spread it in the compost pile. It's really heavy, so if you could get some help, that would be great. If not, just do piles that are small enough for you to carry. Then I just carry on and continue the layers and forking them and adding water. The whole process took me a couple hours. I do have to say, it's really hard to get enough materials for a 3 by 3 feet. So if you don't have enough things right now, just start collecting them really slowly until you think you have enough. So I brought it up as high as I could. I covered the compost pile to protect it from the sun and the rain and any big critters that want to get inside. 3 weeks after, it went down already, about 12 inches already. And at the 3-week marks, I'm just gonna get it wet and turn it, and then I'm gonna cover it and just let it sit for about 2 months. I'm not going to turn it. I'm just gonna let it decompose. I did find some spots that were really dry, so I'm just getting it wet. When turning the pile, I make sure I get every corner of the compost pile just to make sure everything gets mixed in well. And again, some dry spots, so I'm just getting it wet. In the middle of the compost pile, it's actually hot, and you'll see some steam coming out, or you'll feel how hot it is, and that's pretty good indicator that the compost pile is moving in the right direction. And I'm just gonna cover it And again, let it sit for a month or two, and then I'm going to come back and check it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, and I hope you get to work on a compost pile, and if not, in the garden. Good luck in the garden.